Welcome to Travel with a Plan.
Wonders of Death Valley.
This is Death Valley, a place of extremes, the hottest, driest, and lowest national park in the United States. A land where mountains glow like fire at dawn, where endless salt flats stretch into infinity, and where the desert sky reveals galaxies beyond imagination. For centuries, it has been a test of survival, a theater of silence, and a world of beauty few places can rival.
Today, Travel with a Plan invites you on a cinematic journey across Death Valley's most breathtaking wonders. From golden dunes to marble canyons, from shifting light to endless horizons, this is more than a desert. It is a masterpiece carved by time itself.
Zabriskie Point at sunrise.
Our first chapter through Death Valley unveils 7 natural wonders, each one capturing the mystery and beauty of this harsh yet mesmerizing land.
At dawn, Zabriskie Point transforms into a living painting. Jagged badlands sculpted over millions of years glow in surreal tones of gold, rose, and bronze. Shadows stretch across ridges like brush strokes of an artist, painting depth into the vast desert canvas. The silence here is absolute, broken only by the shifting wind. To stand at Zabriskie Point as the first light touches the earth is to witness the desert's quiet awakening, alive without moving, powerful without speaking.
Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes.
In the heart of the valley rise the Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes, golden waves of sand rolling endlessly toward the horizon. Their shape is never fixed. Winds sculpt them daily, creating ripples that dance in the sunlight. At sunrise and sunset, shadows stretch long across the crests, turning dunes into luminous ribbons of light and shade. Here, footsteps vanish within minutes, reminding us of the desert's endless patience and power to erase time itself. Badwater Basin Salt Flats. At 282 feet below sea level, Badwater Basin is the lowest point in North America. Its salt flats extend into infinity, brilliant cracked white polygons stretching mile after mile. In midday light, the flats beam like snow in the desert. At sunset, they blush pink beneath the fading sky. It feels alien, a world beyond Earth, yet deeply hypnotic. Badwater Basin proves that even in lifeless silence, beauty thrives without end. Dante's View. From nearly 5,500 feet above the valley floor, Dante's View delivers a panorama worthy of legend. From here, the entire Death Valley floor spreads below, dunes, ridges, and salt flats blending in cosmic scale. Clouds drift low over distant peaks, and the silence from such heights feels almost sacred. It is as if you are standing on the edge of the world, gazing into eternity itself. Golden Canyon. Carved by time and flash floods, Golden Canyon lives up to its name. Walls of red, amber, and ochre glow under shifting sunlight, narrowing into passages that feel like the corridors of some ancient cathedral. Every curve reveals new shapes cut by erosion, jagged towers, delicate folds, and stone ripples frozen in place. Golden Canyon is a reminder that beauty doesn't always bloom in abundance. Sometimes it is etched into stone itself. Devil's Golf Course.
The land grows sharp at Devil's Golf Course, where enormous salt crystals form a landscape so rough it's said only the devil could play golf here. Jagged towers of rock salt stretch in chaotic patterns, sparkling where the sun strikes their edges. Beneath the silence, you can sometimes hear faint pops and cracks as the salt expands and contracts in the brutal heat. Beautiful and dangerous, it is both sculpture and scar etched into the desert floor. Artist's Palette. On the slopes of the Black Mountains lies the surreal wonder of Artist's Palette. Here, volcanic deposits painted the earth in unlikely shades: turquoise green, rose pink, mustard yellow, even lavender purple. In late afternoon, the sun intensifies the colors until the hills seem to glow with their own inner light. It feels like walking into a painter's imagination, vivid and otherworldly, yet sculpted completely by nature's quiet hand. This first journey through Death Valley shows us a world of contrasts: dunes that shift with wind, salt flats that stretch to infinity, and colors that make the desert feel alive. Harsh and silent, yet impossibly beautiful, these are the opening wonders of America's most extreme desert. Telescope Peak is in the Panamint Range. Beyond dunes and salt flats, Death Valley reveals layers of stone, time, and silence that feel eternal. In this second chapter, 7 more wonders invite us deeper into the desert's story. At more than 11,000 feet, Telescope Peak towers above Death Valley. From the desert floor, parched and barren, the sight of snow glistening on its summit feels like contradiction made real. The climb to its peak reveals not only a cooler world of junipers and bristlecone pines, but also a perspective where the valley spreads vast below, the salt flats glowing white against shadowy mountains. From here, Death Valley seems infinite, an ocean of time carved in stone. Ubehebe Crater. The desert suddenly collapses at Ubehebe Crater, a half-mile wide maw torn into the land by volcanic fury. Its walls of black volcanic cinder mix with deep orange and rust, creating a surreal landscape that feels almost Martian. Descending the crater, every step reminds you of the Earth's raw, violent energy, a wound frozen into rock, yet beautiful in its color and scale. Racetrack Playa, moving rocks. Nowhere else whispers mystery like Racetrack Playa. Across its cracked, barren surface lie massive rocks that appear to have moved on their own, carving long trails behind them. For decades, science puzzled over this riddle, until winds and thin ice revealed their secret. Yet standing here, it still feels like watching Earth perform slow magic. Under the desert sky, in perfect silence, the rocks remain frozen mid-journey, timeless travelers across an endless stage. Mosaic Canyon. The hidden beauty of Mosaic Canyon lies in its textures. Narrow corridors twist between polished marble and breccia rocks that glitter with fragments once bound by ancient floods. Walking here feels like stepping through a natural art gallery, walls patterned in mosaics that sparkle when sunlight bends through the stone. Smooth, winding, and radiant, Mosaic Canyon proves even silence has design. Wild Rose Charcoal Kilns. High in the Panamint Range, a row of wild rose charcoal kilns stands silent, built in the 1870s to fuel silver smelters. Their beehive shapes rise from desert slopes, framed by pinyon pines and mountain wind. Though built by human hands, their position against the wilderness makes them timeless. History preserved within silence, shadows of people bound forever to nature's harsh beauty. Rainbow Canyon, Star Wars Canyon. Known as Rainbow Canyon or Star Wars Canyon, this geological marvel reveals striped walls of deep red, umber, and black, ancient volcanic layers weathered to perfection. From above, the canyon cuts like a scar across the desert plain. Within, its towering walls display color upon color, as if Earth itself painted in layers across time. It is a canyon of power and spectacle, a silent storyteller of rock and fire.
20 Mule Team Canyon. Winding through golden badlands and eroded hills, 20 Mule Team Canyon captures the spirit of the Old West. Named for the mule teams that once hauled borax across these empty lands, its road now curves among ridges glowing with delicate yellows and browns. At dusk, the hills catch fire with warm light, turning the canyon into a golden labyrinth of stone and memory. From volcanic craters to living mysteries, from marble canyons to ghostly kilns, Death Valley's wonders remind us how beauty is born through time, fire, and silence. The desert may seem empty, but here it speaks in every stone. Eureka Dunes. Death Valley is a place of paradox, a desert of extremes where life hides in silence, where colors strike without warning, and where vastness humbles even the strongest spirit. In this third chapter, 7 more wonders reveal the soul of this extraordinary land. Rising over 680 feet, the Eureka Dunes dominate the Eureka Valley in hushed majesty. They are the tallest dunes in California, towering like golden mountains sculpted by the desert winds. At sunrise, their ridges glow soft lavender. At sunset, they blaze fiery orange. And when the sand slides, a rare phenomenon occurs. The dunes sing, releasing a deep, resonant hum like an organ echoing across the valley. It is the voice of the desert itself, carried on shifting grains of time. Furnace Creek. Against all odds, life thrives at Furnace Creek, a true oasis where palm trees sway and springs bubble from the earth, creating green against endless brown. It is one of the hottest places on Earth ever recorded, yet here the contrast is profound. Hospitality and survival blooming in a valley that otherwise feels uninhabitable. From Furnace Creek, the desert feels less like abandonment and more like resilience embodied. Salt Creek and Pupfish Habitat. Among Death Valley's stark salt flats flows a fragile lifeline, Salt Creek. In its shallow waters live the endangered Salt Creek pupfish, a species that has thrived here for thousands of years, adapting to conditions that would destroy almost any other form of life. These tiny, darting fish are symbols of determination, swimming in one of the harshest ecosystems on Earth. Even here, life endures, proof that the desert, though harsh, is never truly lifeless. Ibex Dunes. Far to the south, hidden from most visitors, lie the Ibex Dunes, remote and untouched. Rising beneath jagged black mountains, these dunes are unmarred by crowds, silent and striking in their isolation. Wind etches delicate ridges across their faces,
and their solitude creates an almost spiritual presence. To walk here is to walk in silence so complete, even your heartbeat feels louder. A desert hymn sung only to those who find it. Fall Canyon. Deep within the Grapevine Mountains lies Fall Canyon, a gorge with towering limestone walls that glow stark under the desert sun. Its passage gradually narrows, inviting explorers into the shifting shadows of its labyrinth. Wind whistles softly through the cracks, amplifying the canyon's loneliness. Here, stone towers create cathedrals older than time, places where silence feels eternal. Harmony Borax Works. History and desert hardship meet at the Harmony Borax Works, where wooden wagons and ruins still stand under blazing skies. Once the heart of borax mining, this site shows how humans struggled to survive and thrive in one of Earth's harshest places. Surrounded by colorful badlands, the crumbling structures stand as silent monuments to endurance, echoing a time when 20 mule teams carved tracks across the valley. Panamint Dunes. At the far western edge of Death Valley, secluded in vastness, lie the Panamint Dunes. Unlike other dunes, they sit alone, 4 miles across, rising faintly from flat desert basin like a mirage. To reach them requires a long trek by foot, but the reward is silence, untouched by modern noise. When twilight falls, their pale sands glow silver against dark mountains, as if day and night meet only here, in stillness and grace. From singing dunes and fragile creeks to ghostly ruins and valleys of silence, Death Valley proves that even the harshest landscapes carry life, memory, and beauty. These are the whispers of a desert both unforgiving and unforgettable. Badwater Basin Boardwalk. Death Valley holds far more than dunes and salt flats. It is a land of ridges, canyons, colors, and starlight. In this chapter, we'll uncover 7 more treasures etched into America's most extreme desert. At Badwater Basin, where Earth sinks lowest in North America, a wooden boardwalk carries visitors into shimmering infinity. White salt crystals form an ocean frozen in time, stretching past the horizon. Beneath the blazing sun, the surface reflects light like glass, creating the illusion of snow in the desert. Here, man and nature connect in silence, fragile human footprints leading across an otherworldly stage of salt and sky. Natural Bridge Canyon. Tucked within red and brown canyon walls lies Natural Bridge Canyon, where water once carved a monumental stone arch across the passage. Towering above travelers, the bridge casts protective shade upon desert floor. Smooth walls stretch upward, scarred by flash floods that echo a violent past. Beneath the arch is a place of shadows, where the desert proves that even silence can wear away stone until it forms miracles. Keen Wonder Mine Ruins. Against rocky ridges stand the remnants of the Keen Wonder Mine, ghostly wooden towers once used to haul gold from the valley floor. Their skeletal frames still cling stubbornly to the land, weathered but unbroken. Surrounded by barren desert slopes, the silence presses heavy, broken only by gusts of wind rattling through beams. These ruins remind us that Death Valley's beauty was also hardship, where hope and survival left echoes in the sands. Titus Canyon Drive. The winding road through Titus Canyon is one of Death Valley's most dramatic drives. Narrow passages squeeze between towering limestone walls streaked with red, gray, and black. Ancient fossils hide within its stone, whispering of oceans long vanished. Near the mouth of the canyon, abandoned cabins mark the struggle of pioneers who once sought life here. It is a journey carved by geology and time, where wheels now follow the same path as history. Wild Rose Peak Trail. From the summit of Wild Rose Peak, Death Valley stretches vast and unreal. The hike climbs through pinyon pine forests until the horizon explodes open. The floor of the valley glowing white, jagged ridges rising in every direction. The silence at the summit is absolute, broken only by mountain winds. It feels as though the entire desert lies at your feet, reminding you both of your smallness and of the infinite canvas of creation. Darwin Falls, hidden waterfall. Water is the desert's most precious gift, and at Darwin Falls, it reveals itself unexpectedly. Hidden deep in a canyon near Panamint Valley, the falls tumble gently into a pool ringed by reeds, willows, and ferns. The air cools, birds sing, dragonflies skim across the water. It feels like stepping into another world. Darwin Falls is a miracle whispered by the desert, proving that even here, life finds ways to flourish. Death Valley Night Sky Stargazing. When daylight fades, the desert reveals its truest wonder, the night sky. With almost no light pollution, Death Valley becomes one of Earth's clearest windows to the universe. Stars ignite across blackness, the Milky Way bursting overhead in radiant arcs. Every constellation, meteor, and planet shines with crystalline clarity. To lie beneath this sky is to feel both infinitely small and astonishingly connected to desert, to Earth, to cosmos itself. From salt flats to stone bridges, from hidden waterfalls to infinite stars, Death Valley continues to teach us that beauty doesn't end with hardship, it is born from it. In this desert of extremes, wonder lies everywhere. And so, our journey through the first 28 wonders of Death Valley comes to a close. We have stood at the edge of glowing badlands, wandered oceans of golden dunes, traced the mysteries of sliding stones, and listened to the desert sing its haunting melodies. We have witnessed craters torn by fire, canyons carved by floods, hidden waterfalls gleaming with life, and night skies that stretch beyond imagination. Harsh yet breathtaking, empty yet full, silent yet endlessly alive. This is the paradox of Death Valley.
But this is only the beginning. Ahead lie even more ridges, hidden valleys, forgotten ruins, and colors that reshaped the very idea of the desert.
Death Valley is more than a destination. It is an endless story written in stone, salt, and sky. A place where time itself takes form and beauty waits beyond every horizon. This is Wonders of Death Valley, and the journey has only just begun.